As the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. I'm talking to Barbara Garduno with Old Stark Antique Fair and Vintage Market. Barb, I hope you're fantastic, and I know you're excited about the market this weekend. It's in its 34th year, which is amazing. Tell us about it.
Well, yes, we've been doing it for 34 years. I started it 34 years ago, and it was a small show. After the first two, and then it grew larger. Then we had to use two buildings, and then gradually over the years, it started getting smaller as dealers began to age, and so when they age, they drop out of the business. So we're down to one building now, which is a large building. It's in the exhibition hall, and we get about 100 dealers now, more or less, depending on the season and what they have to sell and so forth.
That's awesome. Are these returning vendors or new vendors? What are you finding?
Well, our vendors, once they do the show, most of them always come back. Once in a while, I'll get a few that are traveling through the area from out of state, and they'll just do the show one time. Had that happen a couple of times with dealers from down south. They come up north for a reason, and then they like to do a show. So they schedule a show, which, in our case, sometimes it's us, sometimes it's somebody else, but then they'll do one show, and then I never see them again because they live down in Florida or Texas, wherever it may be. But we do get a lot of dealers from out of state who do come to every show. I have dealers from New York, a young lady from the Buffalo, New York area. She does vintage clothing, and she comes down now to almost every show. And by the way, we do have several vendors who have lovely vintage clothing, which is really popular with the younger girls today.
Yeah. I love that you said that because, these kinds of shows spark major interest for young and more seasoned crowds. So I'm happy to see that people of all generations love antiquing so much. What other attributes do you?
Well, we've kind of changed it from antiques and collectibles, which we have a lot of, but we have a lot of vintage now, so I've included the word vintage market because there again, some of the old furniture, it's not so popular with the young people today. They like to paint it and repurpose it and change it around and that sort of thing, which they do, and which is fine. The quality of the wood in the old furniture is much better than the plywood furniture today that's glued and stapled. Well, it is. It's glued and stapled together, the new stuff. So the old stuff, you'll get the hardwood, the really good stuff with
right.
The tongue and groove and that kind of thing where
quality.
The drawers don't fall apart. When you open them, the drawers are sturdy.
Right.
But anyway.
No, I love that. Tell me one more time. What's the name of this? It's the Old
Stark Antique Fair. It's OLDE.
And then you added the Vintage Market.
Yeah, Old Stark Antique Fair, and then it's I also have a Vintage Market on our literature. And our next show is November 14 and 15. Not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Right.
We try to do the second weekend when we can.
Right.
We don't do the show. We used to do 4 shows a year. Now we're down to 3. And not sure about next year how it's going to work yet. We don't have any dates scheduled because the fairgrounds cannot give us any dates yet for next year. So this will be the last show this year, November 14 and 15.
Right. And
I'll give you the hours. We're open Saturday from 9 to 4 and Sunday from 10 until 2. We only do a half day on Sunday, and that gives the people a chance to come back to get whatever they didn't buy the day before.
Perfect.
And we have an early bird at 7 o'clock. We charge $7 for the early bird. And those are buyers who like to come in and go through the show, before the show really opens to the public. That way they can get back to their shops and stores before 9 o'clock. But at 9 o'clock we open to the public. The admission is $5, which is a bargain. And we have so many categories. We've got porcelain, we've got pottery, we've got quilts, several linen dealers with quilts and linens. We have art glass, we've got crystal, we've got period, Victorian, we've got Art Deco. We've got, also we have militaria and Civil War. A lot of men like that. Right. We have vintage books and prints, sports memorabilia, postcards, coins. This particular show in November, I have a dealer who's coming with thousands of comic books. He came across a stash of comics and posters that have not been on the market before, so he's bringing those up. He's from out of state, but not far, and he's done our show regularly. He just happened to find this collection, so he wants to get it out to the public. And we do have a lot of architectural and garden items as well. We have old tools. We've got kitchenware. I have one vendor who does political, and that's mostly all he does. A lot of political buttons from way back and political items and advertising and so forth. And our vendors, they will offer free appraisals too for the public. If you have something you're not sure what it is or what it's worth, you can bring it in and tell us at the front desk, and I can send you to a vendor who's knowledgeable in that particular area of expertise. Now, we're not an Antiques Roadshow where we're going to give you a die-hard price, but they'll give you an estimate if it's something or if it's a fake or whatever. They can pretty much tell. And they don't charge for that. They don't mind doing it as long as you don't bring a whole trunk load.
Right. Well, it sounds like you have something for everyone, which I really love.
We do. In children's clothing, there's a lot of children's clothing. We're going to have a lot of Christmas, too. We'll have Christmas items galore.
Oh, yeah, and I'm ready for it.
We get some old German feather trees. Not sure. Can't say for sure I'm going to have them because I don't know what the dealers are going to bring, but we've had them in the past. And the old, the lights, the Christmas lights from the 30s and 40s, and all the beautiful glass bulbs, from Germany.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, you said that this is a great way to meet dealers, gain insights about items that you may be looking for, and really just build relationships with collectors. How have you seen that happen through the years?
Well, because the dealers, most of our dealers, they keep coming back. And, I've got to know them pretty well and, and what they carry, what they can bring. And then, of course, some are retiring. And some are too old, and they have a hard time carrying stuff now and lifting and so forth. As you get older, it's kind of hard on an aging antique vendor to lift a heavy box. But, they try, and sometimes they have to send their stuff to auction when they just can't do it anymore. But I also have a watch repair vendor who... hopefully he'll be there. I'm not so sure. He could not make it in October because he broke his leg. But he's going to try to make it in November. But he does watch repair at his booth, and he's a good one. He's been doing our show for probably 25 years. And so hopefully he'll be there. If he's not, I do have another watch guy, and he can help with some of the old watches that need cleaned or fixed. There's still people who do that.
Yeah. So you mentioned something about transporting. How, if someone does need assistance with transporting large items that they might purchase at your show, do you have a special area for them?
Well, that's kind of tough. We have one vendor from Orville. They have a big truck, and they do a lot of refinishing on oak furniture, and they have a lot of oak that they usually bring to the show. I'm talking about oak dressers, dining room tables, oak chairs. I think he had an oak workbench at the last show, a beautiful oak bench, and that's heavy. But yeah, when they sell it, they will deliver it.
Good.
And the other furniture, the small pieces, sometimes people can get it in their car. They just park by the side door, and someone helps them carry it out and puts it. Get it into their vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't. Unless they make special arrangements with a vendor to deliver it, I don't really get into that.
Okay, sounds good.
Sells it, he knows who he's selling it to, and if they can handle it.
Okay, all right. This next question that I've got for you, I need some tips, okay? So people definitely love to hunt for things, and one of the major issues that I think we all have to face when looking for that perfect piece is the decision of when to buy it. So if you decide to wait and go back later, the piece could be gone, of course. Or if you decide to buy it too early, you could see something that you like better. So I need you to answer this question. When is the perfect time to buy? Do you have any tips?
Well, if you're looking at it and you like it and the price is right, you should probably buy it. Then, now you can tell the vendor, well, I just got here and I want to do some more looking. And I don't think they'll be able to hold it for you, but they'll just put it back in their case, and that's the chance you have to take.
Yeah.
And if you don't buy it on Saturday and you want to come back Sunday morning, you can come back Sunday morning and buy it. But I don't think they'll hold anything because they're there to sell.
Right.
Their items, but they're great people. Yeah, they're great vendors, and some of the vendors, they have their own customers who come back to every show and go right straight to their booth. They might, maybe
awesome.
The vendor has bought something that this person's been looking for a long time, and they found it, and so on. That happens a lot with jewelry. There's people who collect certain brands of jewelry, and turquoise and silver. Yeah, we have the whole gamut on jewelry. We have several nice jewelry vendors.
Well, I think I'm going to take my husband and maybe we'll have to shop some jewelry.
Well, if you want to buy something for somebody for Christmas, there's your chance.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to do it.
We have, I didn't tell you about, we have Jan Murphy, one of our vendors. She was an airline stewardess for years, and now as a hobby, she sets up at shows with her antiques, but she has beautiful dolls, beautiful Victorian dolls from probably from the 1800s, 1920s, through the 30s, 40s, 50s. She just has wonderful dolls, tables of them. In fact,
Wow.
She's got 4 spaces of dolls and stuffed toys, Steiff bears, good stuff. Wonderful stuff, and she always sets up a beautiful, beautiful booth. So her booth will be a knockout for this Christmas show.
Wonderful.
Those items are hard to find. I have a toy dealer. He had 37 shows cancel on him this year, and he did the October show. He did very, very well, and he'll be back in November. But he's got toys. For kids, or even men collect toys from their childhood. If they see a truck they had when they were 7 years old, now's their chance to get it again. But he has a space and a half he takes, and he fills it up with his toys. I mean, I think he had a pedal car last time. One time he had a fire engine that was a little pedal car. I just never know what he's going to bring. But, we have old toys and dolls.
Well, that sounds amazing. Okay, so I want everyone to make a day of it. Get your significant other, your best friend, or pack up the kids and find something vintage but new to you. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the Old Stark Antique Fair and Vintage Market happening this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, November 14th and 15th. You'll find it at Stark County Fairgrounds in the exhibit building. Tell me one more time the cost to get in.
Admission for adults is $5. children under 12 are free.
Awesome.
There's no cost for children.
Wonderful.
But children do have to be careful. And, of course, we're doing this show under the Board of Health guidelines.
Okay, so tell me.
So, we do have six. We have to have 6 feet apart at the entry when you come in. And then once you come through the entry, we have hand sanitizer there. You do have to wear a mask. If you don't have one, we do. We will give you a mask. And then once you go onto the showroom floor, the building is so large and the aisles are so wide that you will not have a problem.
Perfect.
Getting into a booth. Some dealers will not let you walk into their booth. They'll have it set up in a U shape where they will stand behind their items and you can stand across the table in front of them. Some handle it that way. Just depends on the vendor and what they're selling. But we want everybody to stay clean and stay healthy, and we do have hand sanitizers throughout the show, and the restrooms are clean.
Will you be selling concessions?
Yes, there is a food truck that comes in. Now, I'm not sure what he'll have, but he usually has sandwiches and soup. He makes the hot soup, whatever it is. He makes it himself, and he's good at it. And he's been doing our show for several years now. So, and there's coffee, and he'll have probably some desserts. Or Sunday, he'll have donuts and coffee and probably soup and sandwiches as well for the half day.
Well, it all sounds so delightful. Barb, tell us where we can find you online.
Well, I don't have a website, but we are on Facebook. My daughter takes care of that. She puts the listing on Facebook, so I don't know what to tell you there, what you have to look under, but whoever does Facebook, they know.
Cool. And that's awesome.
The technology now has become too overwhelming for me. I'm in my 80s now.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I know I've been doing this for 34 years.
Oh, my gosh.
But I do like to do the show. I'd like to continue to do it if we can. But like I say, our vendors now are starting to age, and it's getting harder and harder to do shows. And I wouldn't do them anyplace else, only in Canton. I've been asked to do shows in other areas, but I don't want to travel to a different city and try to set a show up because it's just too hard.
Yeah.
But
well, let me just say that is so impressive. I love that you're still doing this. What a beautiful inspiration you are. Thank you so much for what you're doing for the people who love antiques out there. Thank you.
Well, you're quite welcome, and I hope that they come and attend the show.
Yes.
Thank you for helping.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
You are so welcome, Barb. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I can't wait to visit your upcoming show, and we appreciate all that you do. Talk to you soon.
Okay. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wasn't she sweet? I hope if you have an opportunity to visit Old Stark Antique Fair and Vintage Market that you do. You can find them on Facebook under that name. I just loved hearing that Barb had started this 34 years ago and that she's 80-something years young. I mean, how inspirational. Hey, if you didn't tune in on Friday to hear Susie Thomas's announcement, you're probably like, what? Who is this? Well, I'm Whitney, and I'm your new host of our community. And we already have established that Susie is a friend of the show and that she can come back anytime that she wants. But after some deliberation and prayer, she really felt like this was a new season for her. And I have to be honest, I'm in a new season as well. So the whole thing really got me thinking about seasons. Whether they're good or challenging, God is with us. He is real. He is present in our lives, and He wants to speak to us very clearly. You're His son or His daughter. So know that you are loved and be so encouraged. Welcome this new season that you're in, whatever it is, because you know what? You're not alone. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. You are not alone. Thank you to our guest today, and thank you for tuning in. Cheers. Until next time.